President of this morning's function, Dr. C.V. Anand Bose, Dr. Isaac, Srimati Shant Kumari ji, Manniya Setu Attan ji, or all the select distinguished audience in this hall, and many more who are attending this program virtually. My respectful pranams to all of you. I know that this is a very important occasion for Kerala, commencement of an year-long awareness campaign about a very, very historic incident that happened 100 years ago. Could not have probably taken place amidst such small audience. But the situation is such here that the state of Kerala is reeling under the pandemic wave. It is my duty and it's the duty of all of us to at the very outset of this program itself, to remember those who are suffering, wish for their early recovery from this pandemic, pay our homage to those who became victims of this pandemic, not just in Kerala, but also in the entire world. Let me, at the outset itself, also greet all of you on the occasion of the 75th Independence Day of our country, which we have celebrated a couple of days ago. We have entered the Platinum Jubilee. In our language, we call it as Amrut Mahotsava Varsha of our independence. On 14th of August, Honorable Prime Minister has given a call to the countrymen that while celebrating the Platinum Jubilee Amrit Mahotsava of our independence, we should also remember one sad dimension of our independence, namely the partition of India, just on the night of 14th of August in 1947. हमारा सेक्युलर मित्रों को, लिबरल मित्रों को बड़ा दुख हुआ. Why is Prime Minister talking about 14th August? Why is he talking about partition? It's a chapter forgotten. It should be a chapter not worth remembering. Friends, at a time when in our own neighborhood, not just we but the world is seeing the rise of a dreaded terror outfit called Taliban. And you open any TV channel, you open any paper, any magazine, any media, the only news that dominates today is the stories of atrocities, stories of barbarity of Taliban. I want to tell our the so-called liberal secular elite friends that this whole Taliban phenomena that you are projecting as a very dangerous phenomena to the world, which it is, precisely that is what we are trying to remember in our own country by remembering about Mopla, by rebellion, by remembering about 1947 partition of this country. Today, we have international media. We have television sets. We have internet. We have social media. We know what the Taliban does to their people in Afghanistan. The kind of atrocities that the people of Afghanistan, both the minorities as well as the majorities, are being subjected to under the Taliban, not now after coming to power, but before coming to power also. How they were oppressing their women, how they threw out the minorities from the areas that they controlled. We are able to know about those atrocities, learn about those atrocities on real time thanks to our media friends. But friends, for us in India, this is not a new story. Remember, Taliban is not just a party, not just a group. It's not just a terror outfit. It's a mindset. It's a mindset born out of certain very fundamentalist, radicalist, Islamist ideas. Its victims are there all over the world. And its victims have been the Muslims themselves in many countries. And this radical, hardline, fundamentalist attitude that the present Afghan Taliban represents has had its manifestations in several countries in the past. One of the worst victims of this mindset has been India. I am saying has been. I have not used the word was. This mindset was responsible for the partition of our country in 1947. An exclusivist, violent, oppressive mindset. Incidentally, in the last century, the first society to be subjected to this kind of atrocious mindset, violent mindset, was none other than Kerala. The Mopla rebellion, about which lots of details were given by Dr. Anand Bose, was in a way the first manifestation of the Talibani mindset in India, Bitro. Okay, in 1921, there was no media of this kind. It could not be known to people in a big way. But those who had known about what happened at the time of Mopla rebellion, they were shocked. Dr. Anand Bose mentioned about what Dr. Ambedkar had written. I am sure nobody can accuse Ambedkar to be a Hindu nationalist or a rightist. Because he had known about what actually happened here at the time of the Mopla rebellion. Mahatma Gandhi had written about it. Mahatma Gandhi said, when I hear those atrocities, I feel that my mind is being gnawed. Gnawing, you understand, when an animal comes and bites you and takes out your veins and all, that's called gnawing. It gives such immense pain to me. How can my own Muslim brethren become like this? This is what Gandhiji wrote. Gandhiji was not an RSS man. And Gandhiji never lied in his life. But because there was no way for larger country and world to know about those atrocities, Attempts were made to whitewash them. Attempts were made to conceal them. And project as though it was a movement against the British, as Mr. Bose rightly pointed out, or it was a sort of a communist revolution against the Bhuswami, against the Jamindars. Friends, there is a communist government here which wants to celebrate Mopla rebellion in a totally different form. They want films to be released on the heroism of the Mopla leaders. What was that heroism all about? Okay, the left liberal cabal has tried to whitewash it. I would urge all of you to go and visit the CPIM official webpage about Mopla rebellion. Not a single word about any killings of Hindus. Not a single word about conversions. Not a single word about violence. The typical leftist lying you can find in their description of the Mopla rebellion. But then, left is known for its whitewashing of history, distortion of history, not just here, world over. If you today go to Russia and just say that Stalin had entered the Second World War in collaboration with Hitler and attacked Poland, attacked Lithuania and killed so many Polish people, thousands of Polish people, you can be jailed. You ask any ordinary person who has read the Second World War history, he will say, it's a simple historical fact. That in 1939, when the war began, Stalin and Hitler were together. In 1941, Hitler turned his guns on Stalin's army, the Red Army. Then Stalin realized that Hitler is a dangerous fellow. Then he switched sides. But even to talk about 39 to 41 is not just about accusing you. You can be jailed. There is a limit. Anybody talking about history of 39-41? No surprise, your state government is also trying to whitewash this history. It is in their genes. The 2021 Mopla rebellion was a beginning. You all know that when two villages were so-called liberated, the government established was called the Islamic State. We are hearing about Islamic Emirate, we are hearing about it in Afghanistan today, and we have heard about Islamic State, IS in some areas of the Arab lands. इसका बाप यहाँ था पहले. This is the history of this rebellion. This was not an isolated incident, friends. The mindset that incidents like this had created had ultimately led to India's partition. In 1947, India was partitioned. Before that, in 1946, Jinnah had given a call for direct action. Incidentally, the direct action call was also given on 16th of August. All these incidents happened incidentally in the same week. Mopla rebellion in 1921, it happened in August. This one, 16th August. And if you read the, by 1946 at least, we had nationalist media all over the country. At least the Congress movement had spawned large number of media outlets, publications and all that. If you read that history, it was a horrifying history. Same story that happened in Moplas, which Ambedkar himself had narrated. I mean, it sometimes I feel ashamed to read about it, that pregnant women's breasts are cut. This Ambedkar wrote. That was the extent of atrocities. Happened in 1946, again in Bengal. It's another matter that in both these states, in Kerala and Bengal, we had seen the dominance of communists. So in both places, the history was sought to be whitewashed. but same atrocities, leading to partition. Country was divided. When country was divided, again we faced horrendous amount of atrocities on people. So friends, the question is not about one incident alone. It was in a way a starting point of radical Islamist Talibani elements putting country to ransom, putting society to ransom. And story everywhere is the same. I have studied the story of Kashmir after the independence very closely. The expulsion of Kashmiri Pandits in 1990s, again the same story. If you read those incidents, details of those incidents that had happened, same story, same kind of behavior with women, same kind of brutality with men, same kind of burning of houses. Talibanism had become a streak in this country. But every time the whitewashing goes on. You know, what more ridiculous thing can be there than that so-called letter written by Kunj Ahmad Haji to Hindu in probably October or November 1921, in which Haji, who was the main perpetrator of all the violence here, as recorded by the British, as recorded by Ambedkar, as recorded by Congress leaders, he claims that no, I am not doing anything. The conversions are done by the government. Can there be any bigger ridiculous logic than this? This is what he writes in Hindu. Government is converting. Government is responsible for violence. Military and Hindus have come together. That's why the violence happened. You may recall, when the Kashmiri Pandits were expelled from Kashmir Valley, the Islamists, radical Islamists, used to make the same claims that not we, but Mr. Jagmohan, Governor Jagmohan is responsible. This is the tactic. Now friends, the question comes as to, should we really remember all this? Or can we simply forget it? ठीक है, कर दिया है, हो गया है. Why to remember it? Our friends tell us that you are again trying to create fissures in the society. Firstly, remember, if you forget history, you are condemned to repeat it. Remember history so that it is not going to be repeated again. We are remembering this history not out of any hatred for anybody, but only to ensure that Kerala shall not pass through that phase once again. The government, others may try to whitewash, hide the facts. But let me tell you, we will tell the people the truth. For one full year starting from today, the truth will be told. But told in such a way that it will help us understand the evils of Talibanism, the evil of hardline radical Islamist ideology. It will ultimately consume not just the other religions, but you also. This also has to be told to the Islamic societies. Don't fall prey to it. Who are the real victims of Taliban in Afghanistan? It's the Muslims. Now today, Pakistan is rejoicing. It is thinking that its own puppet government has been installed in Kabul. Let Pakistan understand that once you release the genie out of the bottle, you may think that you have released it, so it will be your loyal. That genie is not going to be loyal to anybody. Now, it is easy to release the genie out of the bottle. To put it back in the bottle requires Herculean effort. That is why we must remember it. That is why Mr. Vijayan and others do not allow this genie to be released once again. Unfortunately, Kerala is still suffering from certain radical Islamist elements. Those who go all the way to participate in ISIS-led wars in the Middle East. There are groups here. Fortunately, today, there is a determination at the level of the national leadership which knows the real history of this country, or for that matter, the real history of the mankind, which is determined to not allow any space for such forces. On the day when we remember this Mopla rebellion, remember those victims. And don't think that in that rebellion only Hindus became victims. Yes, Hindus, innocent Hindus were subjected to utmost brutalities, it is true. But finally, thousands of Muslims also had to suffer. They were either put to death, put to gallows by the British, or subjected to many types of sufferings. When such Talibanist terror mindset grows, it doesn't spare anybody, any religion. So today, we are remembering that as a lesson. We are trying to tell our people that beware of these tendencies. As I said, Talibanism is a mindset. Radicalism is a mindset. Don't fall prey to that mindset. To our friends, that remember, it is not 1921. No such forces shall be allowed anywhere in the country, not just in Kerala alone. Those days are gone when you are pampered. You know, for all the statements of Ambedkar, Gandhi and all, when it actually came to making a resolution against Mopla rebellion, Congress leadership did not have courage. In their resolution, they said only one person died and 3 families were converted. Even the Muslim writers wrote different stories. But the leadership lacked courage to stand up and say what is happening is wrong. Although privately everybody mused. I said Gandhiji himself mused that it gnaws my mind. But did not have the courage to stand up and say that it is wrong. We have that courage. We are standing up and saying that it is wrong. When I say wrong, I am not talking about any religious community. I am talking about a hardline, radicalized Talibani mindset, which was responsible for great inhuman atrocities in 1921, and beginning with 1921, it had led to brutalities in 46 at the time of direct action, leading to partition time violence, continues in Kashmir, continues in Kerala. We have to fight against this mindset, friends. Just as we must be globally, all democratic forces must be together to ensure that this Talibani mindset does not continue to dominate the Afghan politics. Maybe Taliban, we don't know what they will do tomorrow, but the mindset that motivates them, the theocratic hardline attitude, mentality that guides them, which denies rights to women, which denies rights to minorities. Such a mindset in 21st century. It's a shame on the entire, civilized humanity if we allow such things to happen or continue. Look at Taliban's statement. They say, no, we are very liberal with women. They have to just live as per Sharia. End of the matter. Friends, it is in this sense that this remembrance of the Mopla rebellion, or for that matter, as Honorable Prime Minister said, the remembrance of the horrors of our partition is relevant. It's not about castigating any one religion. It's not about creating any hatred between Hindus and Muslims. In fact, it is those who perpetrated this ideology of Talibani radical Islam, those were responsible for creating Hindu-Muslim rift. Not we, not others. So this whole effort to take us back to the history is only to take us forward as a united country. We all should learn lessons. Once India became independent 75 years ago, we are all Indians, period. Those elements, those forces that had created fissures in our society, that had divided us into Hindus, Muslims, this, that, need to be ended now. That will be possible not by whitewashing history, not by producing films presenting villains as heroes. If you want to do that with other things, not with history. If you want to do that, do it as a fiction, not as a history. Let people know the truth. Have wisdom on people. However much you may try to whitewash it, the country has woken up, and the country will certainly get to know the truth. And as I said earlier, I'm again saying, at least under the present leadership of the country, we shall not allow any space for the Talibani forces, separatist forces.
नमस्कार, मैं हूं मानक गुप्ता। अगर आपको हमारा ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो इसे लाइक और शेयर जरूर करें, और हां, हमें सब्सक्राइब और फॉलो करना ना भूलें ताकि आप देश और दुनिया की कोई खबर मिस ना करें। तो जुड़े रहिए हमारे साथ और देखते रहिए न्यूज़ 24।